What up, YouTube? Ed WeskerGriff coming back with a PSA submission reveal video. Going to be showing off 10 cards that I recently got back from PSA. This was in a group submission that I got in with Mike O. It's actually the last submission that I got in with Mike. He handed over the reins for the PSA grading to JT, Triple Crown 24. I'll leave the link down below for the grading group because JT does PSA and Mike is doing SGC. So if you're interested in getting your cards graded, check out the group. There's always great discussions going on, and JT and Mike are awesome to deal with. But overall, this submission was sent the first week of January, and it got logged on January 16th, and we got it back maybe a week and a half to 2 weeks ago. So roughly 6 months on the turnaround time. And you might not be hearing a lot more people talk about turnaround times. I'm hearing that PSA is trying to crack down on people talking about turnaround times. They don't want people sharing their turnaround times on social media. So that's kind of a very interesting policy that they're trying to implement. But whenever I get into a submission, I'm going to be talking about turnaround times because I think people deserve to know how long it takes to get your cards back, no matter what company you're sending to. So it took roughly 6 months. And overall, between the order, I saw the whole submission reveal that Mike did. It was a really tough order. A lot of people got hammered, and there wasn't too many people that got 10s. The 10s were really few and far in between. Overall, for my personal order, my 10 cards, I actually did quite good. I actually did probably better than most. Definitely I got more 10s than I did lower grades, so definitely did good there. But there was a few cards that I was a little frustrated on, and there was one card in particular that I'm extremely confident on was damaged at the PSA factory. So we'll talk about that right now. It's this card. It's from 2019 Topps Chrome Update. This is a refractor. I pulled this card out of a mega box. The refractors are numbered out of 250, and it is of Nick Senzel. It's the rookie debut. And like I said, I pulled this card directly out of a Topps Chrome mega box. And as soon as I pulled it, since refractor pulls are pretty difficult, I think they're like 1 out of every 5 or 6 boxes. So you're lucky if you get a couple here or there. But as soon as I pulled this, put it into the penny sleeve, put it into the top loader. And then the only other time that the card was touched was when I took it out of the top loader and put it in one of the rigid holders to send off for grading. Now, the card being pulled from the pack, I know from years of grading and years of sending cards into submissions, whenever you pack pull a card, 9 times out of 10, the card is going to either come back a PSA 9 or a Gem Mint 10. Most cards that come out of a pack, directly pack pulled on very new modern cards, usually come back a Mint 9. There are rare instances where a card might come back a near mint to Mint 8. Maybe there was some type of issue where the card wasn't handled right, or one of the corners got dinged when it went into the top loader, or maybe you just scratched it when you touched the card in a weird way, or whatever. But to get a near mint 7, something happened. And lo and behold, when Mike handed me the order and I was looking over the cards, was looking at this card all different ways, moving the holder around, trying to find the issue. First looked at the corners. The corners are sharp, so it's not an issue there. The centering looks okay, so obviously there's a surface issue going on. So looked over the back. There was nothing on the back that I could see when the card was in the holder. But then in the daylight, it was a beautiful day today, so was looking outside very closely. You're not going to be able to pick it up on camera, but it looks like there was liquid damage to the card. There's weird blotches. They kind of look like maybe water stains or some type of liquid stain that is right here on the belt buckle right above the helmets, right above the Topps Chrome, and right above the RC logo. Again, you're not going to be able to pick it up on camera. It's actually very difficult to see in person. You have to hold the card a specific way in the light to pick it out, but it is noticeable when you see it that way. And it was not on the card when I sent it in for grading. So I was going to crack the card out and resubmit it or send it to SGC. But now that I know that the card has some type of liquid damage to it, it's not really worth it to do that. Maybe I still might, just to free the card from the holder and maybe get a better look at it, but there's definitely something that happened with this card when it was in PSA's possession. So who knows, maybe somebody was using hand sanitizer, didn't get it all off, and when they were handling the card to grade, maybe it got a little bit on the card, maybe someone came back from a lunch break. I don't know, but all I know is that the card did not have that on there when it got sent. So that is very frustrating. I guess the only silver lining is that thankfully, out of all the cards in the order, I guess I'm glad that it kind of happened to maybe this one, because this is not a high dollar card, but still very frustrating. And I've seen it happen before. I've seen people get their cards dinged up or creased, and you're like, well, that wasn't on there. How the hell that happened? So I was the bingo winner this time to get my card screwed up. All right, the next card is from 2008 Topps. This was also another disappointment. This is from the updates and highlights. This is a near mint to mint 8 of the Max Scherzer rookie. Now, I bought this card from It Cometh a Egg during his live sales and auctions, and he said very strongly multiple times, if you're thinking of sending this card in for grading, there is a 0% that you're going to get a Gem Mint 10. The card is off center. I told him I didn't care. I was still going to send it in for grading because even though the card's off center, I'm going to take a look at it when I get the card in hand. And sure enough, I got the card in hand, looked it over. The corners were pretty sharp. Surface looked good. And yes, the card is off center left to right. But from my experience, PSA is usually not too crazy over centering on modern cards. You can still, if the card is better in the other aspects, such as centering, such as corners, edges, and surface, if the card's a little bit off center, you can still squeak out a mint 9. You're not going to get a Gem Mint 10. So my aspirations for this card was to get a mint 9. Obviously didn't get that. Got the near mint to mint 8s, which you're not looking for. So I think the funny thing is this card is more valuable raw than it is in the near mint to mint 8 holder, because I think near mint to mint 8s only sell for around like $20-25, and the raw versions of this card are like $30-35. So it's a card I'll hold on to. I'm not going to crack it because Max Scherzer is probably going to wind up in the Hall of Fame, so got to think long term on this card. So that's what I'll do. I'm just going to hold on to it. And next is the last card that I promised is the only disappointment in the order. This is from 2018 Topps Chrome Update. This is the HMT 55. So you say that to anyone that sends in a lot of cards or that open a lot of Topps Chrome Update, or they'll know who this is. So it is Mr. Juan Soto, and it came back the mint 9, which if you guys know pop reports and you follow the pop report specifically on this card, you'll be like, man, you got bad luck. But yeah, the mint 9s, I mean, statistically speaking, it is so difficult to get a 9 compared to a 10. I think the 10s are over 5,000 and the 9s are below 400 last I checked. So there's way fewer 9s than 10s. It's pretty much automatic when you're sending this card in to get a 10. But again, PSA's been a lot more stringent, a lot more stricter recently on modern cards. So this card was probably looked at with more ferocity than it would have been if it was 2019 or 2018. So this card was probably a casualty of that, but still, it's a 9. It's a nice grade. It's a mint example, and it's of a fantastic player. And I've sent in tons of those cards. That was probably the 6th time I've sent that card in, and I've gotten 5 10s and 1 9. So can't win them all the time. Can't win them all. Next card is from 2019 Topps Update. This is the 1984 Topps Baseball. This is a mint 9 of the Fernando Tatis Jr. So this was a card I pack pulled. And whenever you pack pull a card, as I always say, most of the time the card's a mint 9 and then or gem mint 10. So not going to complain over this one. It's a great card. Happy to add it into the collection. And then all the rest of the cards are 10. So let's get into it. 2019 Topps Chrome Update. This is another card I pulled myself. Gem mint 10 of Fernando Tatis Jr. So pack pulled. The grade you're looking for. Good stuff. Gem mint 10. Next card. This is from 2019 Topps Chrome. This is Ramon Liriano in the Gem mint 10. So you guys know I'm pretty high on Ramon Liriano. Been talking about him several times in various grading videos and value buys or whatever. But happy to get a Gem mint 10. First PSA 10 I got in on any of his rooks. Then next are all Cavan Biggio cards. So the first one here, 2019 Topps Update. This is the paper. Came back a Gem mint 10. So I was going through a Cavan Biggio kick when I sent this order in. So sent several of his cards in. Came back a Gem mint 10. Then we got the Chrome Update, which also came back a Gem mint 10. Pulled this myself. Then this is from 2019 Topps Update. This is the Gold Rookie Debut. Bought this one off of eBay for a few bucks. And was shipped in a PWE of all things. But it came back the Gem mint 10. Now this one I'm surprised on. I think Nolan Alico 3 has a saying about soft 10s. And this, in my opinion, is definitely a soft 10. Because I'm not sure if you can see it on camera. But if you can see it in person, this card, I'm surprised got the 10, because all across this border right here, there's a lot of white showing. But I'm not complaining. It got the Gem mint 10. So happy about that. If Cavan Biggio, maybe it's because it's Cavan Biggio that they were a little more lenient. I don't know. But like I said, I'm happy to get the 10 on this. Because I don't know, that might be a 9 or a 9.5 on any other day. And the final card here, definitely the best card of the order. This is from 2019 Topps Chrome Update. This is also Cavan Biggio Blue Refractor. Like the gold, I bought this off of eBay for 10 bucks, free shipping. Came in a PWE, and it got the Gem mint 10. So 2 PWE Gem mint 10s. That's doing it right. This card just looks absolutely beautiful. The blue really complements there, being the Blue Jays colors. Whenever you can get the team color refractor of the player, that's just awesome. So thrilled to add this one to the collection. Like I said, numbered out of 150. This card just really, really pops. Beautiful, beautiful card. Looks great there in the holder. So that's all I got for you guys. I do have a couple other submissions out to PSA. I got into a couple other submissions in the group. So I do have 2 more orders. I don't even think, I'm not sure if any of them got logged yet, but so there is 2 more orders out there, and I am prepping another order to send in. But right now I'm just being very selective on what I'm sending into PSA. And I'm not sending too much. I'm just sending a couple cards here or there. I know that they've raised the price recently on ultra modern cards, which is, I think, 2017 and upwards. So want to maybe send cards from 2017 and below. And like I said, just being a little selective on what I'm sending in and really looking over closely what's being sent, because you just really don't want to hit any speed bumps or hit any 8s or any anything lower than that, because you're waiting all the time to get the cards back, and to get lower grades, that's a real punch in the gut. So you want to always try to shoot for the higher grades, especially if you're sending in modern cards. But that's all I got for you guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave your thoughts down below. Very curious to know what you're thinking, and tell me what you think about the order. What do you think about that Senzel? And that's all I got for you. So have a great one. Have fun. Take care. Let's all go to Flavor Town. Peace.